Hello, everybody. It's Tony, aka TTBurger 88, and welcome to my very first video of the year 2019. I know, the last video I made of the year 2018 was my review of Rescue Copter, and the next review is coming on the way. But I wanted to do something a little different today, so I've never really actually done a gaming podcast before. I thought, well, let's make a podcast here, and joining me is someone new who's actually never been in any of my videos before until now. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, how you guys doing? This is Lunar Nocturne, or James. You can call me whatever.
I'll call you James.
Hey.
I'll call you
Oh
James.
yeah.
I'll call you James, and this is a gaming podcast. This podcast is going to be on the future of gaming and like our opinions on what the future of video games is going to be like and stuff, and just well, the future of gaming I have a feeling future of gaming is going to get worse than it is now. I mean, if you look at what happened this last year of gaming, there was nothing but loot boxes, microtransactions, and so much DLC, games with only half or 25% content on the disc, and just too much digital gaming. I just feel like that the next generation of gaming is going to suck. I mean, I'm already warning myself if I'm even going to buy a next gen console when it comes out, because if things get worse than they are now, like basically with Sony's censorship bullshit, which I've talked about before many times with my buddy Razorblade 1812, I have a feeling that I can only see worse and worse happening. Like, James, what do you got to say about this?
So with the loot box controversy, I'm going to start there. Yeah, the loot box it's gone downhill. Like, if you saw what happened with late 2017 with the Star Wars Battlefront 2 controversy with
Oh yeah.
EA in there.
Oh yeah, I was smart and didn't buy the game, because when I bought Battlefront 2015, I knew the second one was gonna suck, because you know how EA is. Like, EA has just butchered so many game series. It's just unbelievable. I mean, they butchered Dead Space, they butchered Medal of Honor, and they butchered the Star Wars games too, to where they made the Star Wars games just into a big joke. I mean, when you look at the Battlefront games for the PS2 and Xbox and PC, they had the charm. They felt like Star Wars, and they were made by LucasArts, so they knew what they were doing, and not by EA. And yet, the gaming as a whole was just. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I didn't make a best games list or a worst games list this year, because a lot of the games that were released this year, mainly for the PS4, that's the only console I owned, there weren't that many exclusives, except for like Detroit Become Human and Marvel's Spider-Man, and this game that was released in Japan but had an Asian release with multi-language version was Bullet Girls Fantasia, and that was basically it. There weren't that many JRPGs that released this year. I mean, which surprised me, because there was only like one JRPG release this year, and that was Atelier Lydia and Sewell, but that was also on the Nintendo Switch, so it really doesn't count as an exclusive. There weren't even any Neptunia games. Like almost every year they had a Hyperdimension Neptunia game come out for the PS Vita or the PS4. So we didn't get any of that stuff this year. This last year, I mean. And me being a fan of Hyperdimension Neptunia, I was disappointed by that. I was really disappointed, because I love JRPGs. I love them because like they actually feel like care and effort went into them, aside from the DLC content that they have for it. But still, it feels like that they had care and effort went into them, and all of a sudden just they didn't have many games this year. I mean, name one. I mean, dude, that's never the problem. Not that many exclusives. Not that many
Yeah.
exclusives out. Only Detroit Become Human and Marvel Spider-Man were the only two exclusives that I could count that were interesting. I mean, yeah, I did. I mean, Yakuza. I couldn't get into the Yakuza games anymore. I mean, the Yakuza games were just too. I mean, like, the Yakuza games I just couldn't get into with just going around punching people and just fist fighting, and the storyline is just like it's one of those Japanese gangster ones, which have pretty much been done to death. I mean, I like samurai games and stuff,
Oh, sorry.
and like the first Onimusha, Warlords, and that. I mean, but just that they made so many Yakuza games, and just that the storyline is just very hard to follow. And just a bunch of Japanese mob bosses like Godfather. I've seen a bunch of that stuff done to death already. That's why. I mean,
Yeah.
hell, I mean, like,
Yeah. Speaking as a go
go ahead, you talk first.
as a Yakuza fan, yeah. There are the cliches here and there. They do get repetitive. And the combat, it's really amazing. But I'm glad to see that Sega is enjoying their 2018 releases with all of their new games, and their games are getting more and more attention.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would buy. Here's the thing: I would buy Yakuza if they just had if they had a collection of all the games on one disc, and that would be the way to go, and that would be the way to go, James. But like,
Oh yeah,
I mean, like,
yeah.
there was no Hatsune Miku game either. I mean, like 2017. And yeah, 2017 we had Hatsune Miku Project Diva Future Tone, the best Vocaloid game out there. Had like over 250 songs in the game, and like we didn't get anything like that. I mean, like basically all we got this year were first-person shooters and fighting games and racing games. That was it. And like that's basically all we got. Just a bunch of mediocre shooting, fighting games and action games and racing games and stuff. I mean, like, I'm so tired of Need for Speed. I'm tired of seeing Need for Speed everywhere. Need for Speed used to be awesome, but then just that they're pretty much trying to be like the Fast and the Furious games, and they're everywhere. Of course, with their DLC bullshit too, along with Call of Duty, which needs to end. Call of Duty should have ended a long time ago. In fact, here's the thing: Call of Duty World at War was the last good Call of Duty game for me. No doubt about the last good Call of Duty game. But
The last one I played was in middle school. It was Black Ops 2. Oh man, memories. But yeah, the market is really oversaturated.
with all these
I'm
first-person shooters, I mean, like all these first-person shooters are the same thing. Yeah, I know, like there's like Ace Combat 7 is coming out, and people are hyped for that. But take it from me, people. If you saw how bad Ace Combat Assault Horizon was and Ace Combat 6 was, which I still don't know why they put that game as an Xbox 360 exclusive. But then again, it suffered from the same problems Ace Combat 3 had. But I'll talk about that another time. Ace Combat 7 says they're going back to its roots. That's you know how many games series said that? Call of Duty said that with Call of Duty World War II. It wasn't going back to its roots. I mean, do you think Resident Evil 2 remake is going to be great? It looks like it's going to be an action game like Resident Evil 6. I mean, I know people.
Resident Evil 6.
I know people love Resident Evil 2, but take it from me, just play the original on the PlayStation 1 or the N64 or the PC or the Dreamcast, hell, even the GameCube version, or you can buy it from the PSN store. You don't need the remake. I'm not even going to get suckered in. I mean, I'm right now, I used to not like the Resident Evil remake because I'm a huge fan of the original, but like the Resident Evil remake, it felt like a Resident Evil game. Looking at the footage of Resident Evil 2 remake, it doesn't feel like a classic survival horror game. It feels more like a generic action game, over the shoulder action game. I mean, we've seen enough of those. I mean, Dead Space, Red Faction, Resident Evil 4, Dark Sector, and stuff. I mean, how many and Mass Effect had over the shoulder camera like that. How many games are they gonna do anymore? I mean, is that like the norm? I mean, when Resident Evil 4 came out, it was different because it was new and innovative. This isn't new and innovative at all. I mean, like.
And Resident Evil 7 shook up the formula with the survival horror thing. And making it first person was kind of a bold move too.
Well, the thing is that like it wasn't really survival horror; it was adventure horror. And I've seen and there was already a game like that on the PS1 and PC and Sega Saturn called D, where you play as that Laura Harris girl. If you saw in my 10 best female protagonists games, Laura Harris was from the game D. That was like the adventure horror game. I meant that I feel like Resident Evil 7 was being like and stuff, and that's what I mean. And like, I just feel like gaming companies these days are running out of ideas, so they gotta keep milking the same thing over and over and taking your money. I mean, think about this. Here's another thing I'm gonna ask here. The oversaturation of multiplayer only games like Fortnite. I mean, who would want to pay full price for a multiplayer only game? Those games don't. People, I mean, if people enjoy them, hey, hey, no, hey, it's your life, your opinion. I respect your opinion, but my opinion, who's gonna wanna pay for that stuff? I mean, you're only gonna play it for like about a week, and then it'll be collecting dust. I mean, hell, Mag was like that. Warhawk 2007 was like that. It's gonna be like that for every multiplayer only game, unless you. I mean, like, I like single player campaigns in games. I mean, like, I like those. But if you take it out and just have multiplayer only, you're not gonna have fun. I mean, that's one of the reasons why a lot of people didn't buy Black Ops 4, because Black Ops 4 was.
Oh man, I wanted to. When it first got announced, I was actually interested in seeing how they were gonna come back with it, and I was actually like gonna get it when it went on sale. No way I was paying full price for it. But then I heard the announcement; it was getting only.
But the thing is, James, is that, like, I already knew it was going to suck, because Call of Duty has gone downhill ever since Modern Warfare 2 came out. It was basically,
Yeah.
I mean, like, they rushed the games out the door without putting any care into updating the graphics. Don't put any care into updating the gameplay at all. They just rush, and hoping people will be sucked into paying for their games. The same things over and over again. I mean, who's gonna buy? I mean, I'm not gonna buy something like that. I mean, you know which Call of Duty game I still play to this day? It's my favorite Call of Duty game. Call of Duty 3. I know a lot of people hated that game.
Classic.
Yeah, I love the classic Call of Duty games. I have Call of Duty Finest Hour, Call of Duty 2 Big Red One, Call of Duty 3, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, and Call of Duty World at War. Those are the only Call of Duty games I need. I don't need all those Call of Duty games every year. I'm happy with the Call of Duty games I have, especially Call of Duty 3. I know a lot of people hated that game, but here's the thing. That game felt like a Call of Duty game. It improved over Call of Duty 2, and I feel like they did a fantastic job with it. So that's just my opinion, of course. But anyone else has a different opinion? Hey, I respect your guys' opinion, but I'm just saying. It's because
I remember. Oh, sorry. My only memories of Call of Duty 3 was I actually didn't even have the full games because the early 360s that we had, I was in elementary school at the time, but the 360 that I had like Call of Duty 3 like preloaded onto the console.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I did have. Oh, go ahead. You talk first. You finish talking. I'll talk.
Oh no, you're good. It was just a demo, but yeah.
Well, like, I first had Call of Duty 3 for the Xbox 360. I didn't have a PS3. I didn't get a PS3 until late 2007 because I wanted to get one for Christmas, and I got one for Christmas. And I started loving the PS3 more because we had our first 360 Red Ring after we got it in late June, and it Red Ring on us in late September. And that's what happened. Like, it lasted only 3 months. That's how long it lasted for. The second one lasted from September of it lasted from like October of 2006, and it red ringed in June of 2008. And then the third one lasted from June 2008 to April. We'll say I think it was April 2010, and then after that we got another one, and it still works and stuff. But I don't know. It's with my brother. I think he sold it, but that's okay. That's why I stopped caring about the 360 so much. I mean, I stopped caring about the 360. I mean, and that's the thing. Too. Speaking of consoles, the only really good. I mean, the PS4. I mean, don't think about it, the Xbox One. Who's still even buying the Xbox One? It's like the game that the console has like nothing on it. I mean, who's buying an Xbox One? I mean, what are you getting on that console? Oh, Halo.
I'm good.
Oh, Gears of War. Oh, what the Forza? That's basically it. I mean, and of course, Call of Duty, Call of Duty's multi-platform, and yet. I haven't heard anything about the Xbox One in a while. I mean, I know people have it and love it, and I respect their opinion, but just that. I knew going into the Xbox One was going to be crap because the Xbox 360 was rushed out the door, and the Xbox One was going to have the same problems, and it did have problems when it launched it at first.
it had so many problems, and it all goes back to when it was revealed back in May of 2013.
Oh yeah, when Connect was going to be required, and how it's when the console's going to be kept on all the time and stuff. You're going to need Connect to play the games. I mean, that pissed a lot of people off, and the only reason Microsoft changed that was because all the negative feedback they got. I mean, Sony PS4 knew they wanted it to be exclusively a game console, and that's why the PS4 was the best system at the time. I mean, sure, with their censorship at the moment and stuff, people are getting pissed off at Sony, and I may not buy a PS5 if gaming goes all digital, which I'll talk about later. I don't even know how long this podcast is going to be. I'm not sure how long this podcast is going to be, but like, this is my first podcast. Just winging it here to see how it goes. But like, I don't remember what problems did the Xbox One have, James?
What did you say? Sorry about that.
What problems did the Xbox One have?
Oh boy. Yeah, the Xbox One, it has exclusive with missed potential. There was Gears of War 4, there was Halo.
What problems did the system have?
Problems?
Yeah, like what problem?
Oh, are you talking technical issues? Or?
Yes, technical issues.
Remember many technical issues on launch.
Well, I know, like the Xbox Ones made a lot of noise. They had like I think it was similar to the Red Ring of Death and stuff. I don't remember that, but I know like a lot of Xbox Ones. Like I just don't really see a lot of Xbox One games that are exclusive. I mean, they had the Halo Master Chief Collection, which I heard like had a lot of problems.
Yeah, it had lots of issues.
Yeah, but here's the thing: I stopped caring about Halo because because Halo 3 killed the Halo series for me, and I stopped caring about Halo ever since because that was like the go-to hyped up game, and that game was pretty much a bunch of huge disappointment. A 6-hour campaign, way too easy. The fact that the graphics look like Halo 2 in HD, just like I remember.
Oh yeah, I remember Halo 3 got so popular that it even got like a spot on the news once.
Overhyped. It was overhyped and overrated. And yet thing is that we didn't know any better because we were young, we were naive at the time. I mean, I was 18 at the time, and just you didn't know any better. You were still in your teens, so of course you didn't know that. But and then when I got my PS3, it made me realize how stupid I was to be brainwashed by Microsoft. And so you know what? When I got my PS3, I was excited to play games like Ninja Gaiden Sigma. I was excited to play Killzone 2.
Oh, Ninja Gaiden Sigma, man.
I love best version of the original Ninja Gaiden. I know this is kind of going off topic here to talk about the future of gaming, but just saying to like how gaming compared to is back then and is now is why we're talking about this stuff. But just compared against like Ninja Gaiden Sigma and stuff and but just that this shows that like Sony cared more about their consoles than Microsoft does. And the Nintendo Switch, I stopped caring about Nintendo when the Nintendo Wii came out because I was just couldn't believe that was the best Nintendo could do. And yet I just didn't care for a Wii and stuff. I just didn't care for a Wii. I just didn't care about any of that stuff.
Fell into the Wii's grasp. I remember we'd gather around playing Wii Sports and everything. But as a kid, I was actually excited to get a Wii, mostly because of the new Zelda games coming out on it.
I never cared for Zelda. I'm sorry, Zelda is I just never cared for Zelda. I just could not get into any of the Zelda games.
I see.
But but now I want to talk about this how we can back a topic here. This censorship that Sony's doing ever since they moved their headquarters to California. That's when the censorship bullshit's just been going on. Senran Kagura Burst Renewal is getting censored here in the West. I'm still going to buy the game because I'm a Senran Kagura fan, but I'm not sure if I'm not sure about Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Scarlet though because I don't know. I heard that's gonna be censored worldwide on the PS4, and Nintendo Switch is gonna be uncensored, which doesn't. I just don't understand what's going on here. I mean, people are telling me. One of my buddies saying, "Oh, switch to Steam," but truth is, I don't care for PC gaming. I'm sorry, bro. I don't PC game because the game lags. You have to have a strong enough PC and it freezes or locks up on you and it can crash at any time and it doesn't run well. I'm better off with just my console, just using the console, and that's how I do it.
Hey, you know. Oh. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. My Sorry, I'm so paranoid about my headphones having issues. Sadly, PC is like the last safe haven for uncensored games. Although Steam is having their own fair share of issues right now because even they're censoring some Japanese games. But
Doc, I know, like, perfect example. Dead or Alive 6 is going to be censored, and I'm not even sure. I mean, if that game still has the bikini costumes for the girls, the swimsuit costumes for the girls, I'll buy it. But I don't have any proof of that yet. Like, no one knows. They're censoring it and stuff, and so far 6 costumes have been released for Kasumi, and they look like really censored. And I just wish that. Yeah, I just wish Sony wouldn't be. I just wish Tecmo would not do this favor the SJWs and stuff, because this is the problem. This is why this is happening, because like they instead of catering to the fans, they rather cater to the SJWs who want stuff censored, and it's bullshit.
I'm still perplexed as to why they're censoring games. There's maybe it's the move to Silicon Valley. Well, they're not really in Silicon Valley, or I think so. I don't know. Maybe it's the move to California or something.
I don't know exactly. It could be anything, James. It could be anything, but we don't know for sure. We just don't know. And yet, that's why I worry about the future of gaming. I mean, especially because like because like the next gen consoles are going to be released, are going to be talked about very soon. I don't know when. 'Cause I know Sony's not going to be at E3 this year, so there will be no E3 press conferences this year. I mean, I'm sure they have a couple exclusives that's coming out, like Death Stranding and Days Gone, but I don't know. I mean, like I can't remember which one's which. I'm drawing a blank at the moment, but like I don't know about that yet. I mean, the zombie one where you're attacking zombies and stuff, that looks so. I've seen games like that before. I mean, I just don't remember which one's which, but like I think Death Stranding is the one that is the zombie one, but the one with,
Oh yeah. I don't think I don't know what Death Stranding is supposed to be. They said it's a horror game, and then
it doesn't look like a horror game. It looks like you're just attacking. I mean, it looks like you're just attacking zombies, like in Dead Rising. That wasn't a survival horror game. It was just like just an excuse to beat up, to kill zombies.
And Rita's walking around in a spacesuit and everything. I don't know what this game is. I don't know what it's supposed to be.
I don't know. I mean, like nothing against. I mean, the one that has Kiefer Sutherland, the one that Hideo Kojima's working on, I think that's Days Gone, or I don't remember which one Hideo Kojima's working on at the moment. I'm kind of drawing a blank there. But like, I just like those games are. Take it from me, those games are not going to be that great. I mean, they look good, but it's just a trailer, and yet I mean, Last of Us Part 2 looks good, but if they're going to release it on the PS4, they need to release it soon. Hell, Mortal Kombat 11. I'm going to get Mortal Kombat 11 because I love Mortal Kombat, so I'm definitely going to get the new Mortal Kombat game. But like, it just really isn't much to like buy a console. I mean, we know No Man's Sky was a flop. No Man's Sky was definitely a flop. Because like it was just basically like all you do is explore planets and stuff, and that's basically all you do. I mean, I admit right now I was like hyped into that game, and obsessed with it. But even with the updates and stuff, it just isn't much to it. It's basically like Minecraft. I like so flying the ships was awesome, but that wasn't enough to save it.
I never played No Man's Sky, but I looked at the footage and there was just so much potential just wasted.
Yeah, I thought it. I was actually hoping it would be like your own story. Explore any planet you want. Do whatever you want in space, like free roam, like Grand Theft Auto. But it's not like that at all. And it's just that. And like there were a lot of tons and tons of bugs. Like there were issues I had where you fell through the scenery, and you you end up falling in water, invisible water, and you couldn't get up because you would have the radiation would like kill you, but they take health away. you had to restart. That happened to me like 3 times, but like it just it was just not. It was just like all the potential wasted when it could have been a free roaming Star Wars Battlefront or so. It could have been like
what's that dude's name? I forgot the dude's name, the creator, but there was also so much pressure laid on him too that that happened. Oh man.
Yeah, I know. It was just like all the potential. Like it's just. I mean, he was pressured. He was just pressured on. It's like it just. I know there was more limited. That game actually got an Xbox One release last year, or 2018. So it's no longer. Yeah, I did. I was surprised when it got an Xbox One release. So that was actually kind of interesting. And of course, like we can't forget the oversaturation of sport games.
Oh man, sports game. Oh man.
I don't
Although
play. I haven't played those in like forever. Because wanna know why? I don't. Those mean sport games were fun when you were a kid, but as you get older, they're not fun anymore. I mean, like you're wasting all that money on sport games. I mean, those sport games you're gonna play for a while. I mean, what's the point of buying a sport game? Oh, this year came out. Oh, gotta get this one. Oh, next year goes out. Oh, it's got. Oh, same thing. It's just that, yeah. I mean, hell, Sony's third party basketball series, NBA 07, NBA 08, NBA 09, stopped because they were flopping very badly. They stopped at the right time. But no, EA has to keep doing this stuff, and 2K Sports has to keep doing it over and over to keep people thinking they're gonna buy. I mean, why would you even want to buy this stuff? Like, I'm not a sports fan. I don't even like to watch sports. But those who like sport games, just go and watch football. So like, go watch football. Go watch baseball. I mean, like
the only one I'm willing, the only type of games like those I'm willing to purchase are mostly like the fight night games. Really, oh man,
I never cared for a character. I said I never really cared for boxing or anything like that, so I just don't care.
But yeah, the other sports games, nah, I can't do it.
Neither can I. I mean, Madden is like everywhere. Like they made so many Madden games, and John Madden himself retired. So why are they still calling them Madden? I mean, like, I just don't get it. It's just too many of those games. Like the only reason I bought one of the Madden games, it was because for Burnout Revenge, where you can drive the Madden bus. But I don't remember which. But the thing is that I sold the Madden game and I lost my data, so I don't remember which one it was. But here's the thing: why the hell? I mean, I'm not gonna go and rebuy a game just so I can drive some bus. I mean, like, Burnout Revenge is fine the way it is, and yet. So oversaturation of sport games everywhere. I mean, even Sony needs first party baseball series, MLB The Show. While it looks good and stuff, I'm not gonna play it all the time because it's baseball. I never care. I mean, baseball is one of my least favorite sports to watch, and I just never really cared for baseball. I mean, I'm not gonna have fun watching it. I sure like the Mario sport games. When I played the GameCube, the Mario sport games were fun, but that was Mario. I mean, like that's when the GameCube was on. The GameCube was the last good, was the best and the last good Nintendo console they had, in my opinion. And yet, I just like see how much different gaming is and stuff like this. Like all they care about. Let's see, the only games that they ever release these days are first person shooters, are sport games. Racing games that try to copy Burnout all the time with the crashes, and yeah,
Need for Speed Hot Pursuit in a nutshell.
Yeah, and don't forget Fallout 76. How much of a disaster that game was.
Oh, hold on, I've got quite a few words to say about that.
Oh, let's hear it. Let's hear it, James.
Fallout 70. Okay, so Fallout 76, man, was just watching a disaster in motion. That's still going on to this very day right now.
Fallout 3 was the best and the only good Fallout game. And the truth is, I liked Fallout 3. It wasn't the best game ever, but I knew, but just that Fallout 3 was the only game I needed to get my fix. I mean, when I heard New Vegas was crap, I heard about that. I just knew that I wasn't going to like it. It's like with the Elder Scrolls games. Oblivion was the best one. It's the only one I need. But you can see what you say about Fallout 76.
Fallout 4, I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to make it open for newer players or anyone new to these kinds of games, but what they did was they stripped everything of the game. I mean, everything of like the leveling system. It's not even a role-playing game anymore. It's a
freaking shooter. It's a freaking first-person shooter, and it's multiplayer only too. So yeah, it's multiplayer only. So yeah.
Oh, 76. Oh no, 76 is multiplayer. I meant like Fallout 4 with the role-playing mechanics.
Yeah, Fallout 76 I'm talking about. Yeah, but that's not. Fallout 3. People. It's gonna be the same thing. I mean, if you want a good Fallout game, you just get Fallout 3 for the PS3 or the 360 or the PC. It's much cheaper and it's actually more complete. I mean, it's got everything on the disc, almost everything on the disc from the start, just like Oblivion. But like, holy shit, Fallout 76 was like one of the biggest jokes of gaming. Next to It was one of the biggest jokes of the game next to Battlefield 5. Yeah, we haven't mentioned Battlefield yet. We'll talk about that later
Yeah,
on.
it is one of, yeah, Fallout 76, like I said before, it's like watching a disaster in motion, and it's going on to this very day into the new year.
Yeah, I know. It's still going on to this day. I knew Fallout 76 was going to suck. Can you believe all the lies Bethesda said at E3 and like just like how they can't take criticism about it and they're like banning players and stuff because they don't and stuff. Just that and like. The graphics. Sure, the backgrounds look nice, but just that there's so many graphical glitches and bugs and stuff. It's just that this was just released for a quick buck, and yet, this just released for a quick buck and stuff. And the fact that there's no story and anything like that, just ugh.
Oh yeah, and I was already skeptical about the game by the time when they found out. No, when they told everyone that there was going to be no NPCs in the game, which the NPCs, like it or not, they make a Fallout game. They build the universe, and now they're replaced with like tape recorders, like it's BioShock Infinite.
But first BioShock game will always be the best one, hands down. Always.
Yes, it's a masterpiece.
Yes, I love
Second
it.
game, I see they were trying to do. I get it. Third game, I don't even know what that was.
BioShock 2 I didn't care for because it just like you felt the same as Big Daddy felt the same as being a normal person. And BioShock Infinite I didn't care for because I lost interest in BioShock after BioShock 2. But like Battlefield 5, like I have the only good Battlefield game for that my favorite Battlefield game and the only one I play I ever need to play is the original Bad Company. Let me tell you why I like Battlefield Bad Company 1, because you could 90% of the game was free roam, do whatever you want, and you could wreck anything. Yeah, sure, like wrecking buildings and stuff looked very cheap looking because like you blasted walls easily and the buildings wouldn't collapse, but still. It had a great storyline. It was free roam. It was open world. You can drive whatever you want. You didn't need to do the missions. You can do whatever you want. Just do your own thing. But then Battlefield Back 2, because they had to make it all linear and stuff, and just like Battlefield 3 was like when I stopped caring about Battlefield, because you couldn't even destroy any buildings or anything like that. It was basically just very watered down. That's when I realized Battlefield 3 was becoming a cash cow. When Battlefield, nothing will top Battlefield Back on me as the best Battlefield game.
And then EA or DICE, whoever started making decisions, they saw the potential, the money potential with Battlefield, which is why they started making it every 2 years. Like what we got, 2000. I'm trying to think of it. 2013 was Battlefield 4. 2 years after Battlefield 3. 2015 was Battlefield Hard.
And then we get Battlefield 1, which, why is it called Battlefield 1? I don't understand it. Battlefield, this is the thing. It's the same thing every year. It's pretty much EA DICE's version of Call of Duty. Battlefield 6, it's going to be the same. Battlefield 7, it's going to be the same. Battlefield Civil War, or if they make one. Battlefield Vietnam War, it's all going to be the same fucking thing.
Well,
I'm not counting Battlefield 2 Modern Combat, because that was just basically because that wasn't actually like a real Battlefield game. It was just basically something for the console. People who couldn't play any of the Battlefield games, and that was okay. Just didn't really care for it that much, but yeah, just whatever. But that's the thing. That's the thing. There's no originality in gaming anymore. They have to copy other type of games and stuff like that. If you look at all the games. All the type of games we have for the PS1 and PS2. PS1 we saw the survival horror with Resident Evil. We saw Silent Hill. We saw a bunch of big range of fighting games. We had different styles. We had Tekken. We had the Tekken series, the Soul Calibur series, Mortal Kombat and stuff. Basically. All fighting games, almost every single fighting game nowadays wants to be like Street Fighter. Mainly SNK Heroines, which pretty much, they pretty much screwed me over there, because I literally, I bought it thinking it was going to be like Dead or Alive or something like that, or not like Street Fighter. But boy, oh boy, only 12 characters in that game, and it's not an interesting game in the slightest. So I got it for Christmas, and I sold it. I didn't want more, and I got quite a bit of money back for it, so I'm glad.
Okay. Hold on, let me adjust myself from this chair. I got Smash Bros. Ultimate, and it's one of the games of 2018 that has tons and tons of content without like needing. Oh, they're still going to sell DLC, but like without needing without selling an unfinished game is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, like, the too much DLC is everywhere. Hell, even some of the best games, like Marvel Spider-Man, have DLC when it's not even needed. Hell, I mean, Detroit Become Human does not have DLC, and they're one of the few games that doesn't have DLC. I mean, Hatsune Miku Project Zero Future Tone, as much as I love that game, you had to pay, like, full price to get all the songs unlocked and stuff, or more. Which it wasn't that bad, but, like, it's just that even a lot of games that we grew up with are going downhill. Like, perfect example, the Sonic the Hedgehog games. I'm sorry to say this, but once again, I like Sonic 06. I don't think it's that bad of a game, but everything else after that, when Unleash came out, that's when everything started going downhill. They made it way too cartoony, made it all way too kid friendly. Just put in characters that nobody cared about. The fact that it just all feels the same. This proves that Sonic has become a fucking cash cow. Yeah, Sonic 06 was unfinished. It had game-breaking glitches and stuff and issues where it frustrated you, where you die. But at least I was able to beat the game. And I beat the game. And I was happy with the accomplishment. But not that and stuff. And yet, it's just like that stuff like that that's happening, and I just can't stand it. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 is what killed the Tony Hawk series because they rushed it out because they knew it was gonna be the last one, and like
not only that, but I really feel like they did it. They were trying to do it out of nostalgia, which is like trying to using nostalgia to drive sales of the game, even though the game was unfinished, which is why we got that.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing. They'll release finished games and stuff, and expect us to pay full price for that stuff. I mean, Devil May Cry 5. I already know that I am not getting Devil May Cry 5 because for a simple reason. There's loot boxes and microtransactions in it, from what I heard, thanks to Capcom. And you know what? People say what you want about Devil May Cry 2, at least the whole game was on the disc. At least like half the game wasn't locked. I mean, like, yeah, like it's just Devil May Cry 2 was very disappointing, but still, at least it still feels like a Devil May Cry game at some parts. But still, I'm not looking forward to Devil May Cry 5. I mean, I'm not looking forward to it. I mean, the first 4 Devil May Cries were the best, and that's what I'm gonna take. And the fact that all these new IPs, just think about all these new first-person shooter IPs and stuff are going to be like Call of Duty, where it has no challenge in it whatsoever. The only challenge is standing behind cover and waiting for you to get healed. And I just feel like that. And of course, like with digital gaming, like I mentioned before, like I mentioned about digital gaming, like that. If consoles if it's all digital gaming in the future, I'm not buying the next gen consoles. I'm already doubting about buying next gen consoles because like of all the shit that's been going on, not that many exclusives. Like my PS4 collection, while it's pretty big, it's also kind of small compared to my PS1, PS2, and PS3 collection. It's mainly those JRPGs that have been saving the console along with the exclusives like Detroit Become Human, Until Dawn, and Marvel Spider-Man, and Knack 2. And stuff. I mean, they've been awesome, but like compared to how many games the PS3 had exclusivity wise, it kind of really sticks out like a sore thumb. I mean, like I do have Daryl Live Stream 3 Fortune, which was exclusive released in Asia. That was pretty good, and of course like Bullet Girl Fantasia, and Infamous Second Son and Infamous First Light. Those were good, but still, I mean, like it's just not enough. You got anything else to say? I know we've been talking for about 40 minutes here, but do you got anything else to say?
Oh boy. As for digital, yeah, I don't know how to feel about. Well, I do know how to feel about it, but I mean, because when you buy digital, I mean, like you get. I mean, digital. The company at hand has the. Sorry, the company at hand has the. They technically do own the game, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, it's like I'd rather own a physical copy of the game because, like, digital. I just don't really like digital. I mean, that's one of the reasons why GameStop stops not doing so well because of the digital gaming. Because more people want to play digital games. They don't want to go to the store and buy the game, so they just want to buy it on their consoles. They can keep playing it right there and stuff. It's basically kind of the future of the economy too, with robots taking over and stuff like that and stuff. But that's not that. That's
Let's
on
not let
top.
that
That's kind of off topic though. But like,
for another day.
this is just like what I'm saying here. I mean, like, it's just all this stuff is just affecting gaming. The oversaturation of microtransactions and loot boxes, the oversaturation of DLC, the oversaturation of digital gaming, the oversaturating of having to pay for like to get certain levels unlocked and stuff. Like, you take a game like let me think of a game of a classic game that I enjoy to this day. Let me try and think there. Oh, let's take Silent Hill 3. Imagine if you
my
imagine.
favorite.
Love my favorite Silent Hill game too. Take Silent Hill 3. I mean, when you beat the game, you get the extra new game mode and you can unlock costumes and stuff. And that was all done by cheat codes and it was free. I mean, I didn't really care for the extra costumes, but imagine if you had to pay $5 for each costume and to get the submachine gun and stuff. And imagine if you had to pay for all that. Imagine like that, because like, or perfect example. Let me try to think of another good example. Ace Combat 4 Shattered Skies. Imagine if you had to pay DLC like $5 or $20 or so to unlock all the aircrafts and all the weapons and stuff. Imagine that, where the only plane you had was the F4E and stuff, or you had to unlock all the levels and stuff with DLC. Imagine that. Just imagine that.
That'd be terrible.
It would be. That's why the future of gaming is is pretty much looking like shit. That's why the future of gaming is definitely going downhill. I mean, that's why gaming these days is going downhill. I mean, there's talk about about another possible video game crash, and if it crashes, you know who's to blame for it? The microtransactions and the loot boxes. And the oversaturation of DLC and stuff, because why nobody wants to buy consoles anymore. It's one reason why EA, Bethesda, and Infinity Ward and Activision are losing a lot of money, because they keep pulling these shitty work tactics, and that's why they're not doing so well. They actually, I mean, like, compared to how they were back then, they did a lot of that. They put a lot more effort into stuff than they do now. And do you got anything else to say?
Konami's ruined.
Yeah, Konami too.
Done.
Konami's been done for a long time. I mean, like it's just, that's why I won't see any more Silent Hill games, or any more Metal Gear games, or any more Castlevania games, or
the big thing with Castlevania this year was when they re-released one of the Castlevania games on the PS4 store.
Yeah, well, that's just one thing. It's just not really gonna help. But I don't have much else to say. Do you have anything else to say?
Dang, I've run out of stuff to say.
Well, we too. I know this was pretty long, but I thank you all for joining my very first TTBurger podcast. Stay tuned. There's more podcasts coming, and also be on the lookout. The next review is coming soon, so be on the lookout for that as well. This is Tony and James. Peace and out.